Today we're going to be going over my everyday makeup bag. Look how much is in here. Way too much. It's like burst. I can't even like close this. So this is the Singe Beauty large makeup bag, and I use this, and I've been using this ever since I went to Las Vegas to just have all of my like everyday makeup in here. I wanted to go through my makeup bag today, and we're going to weed out a lot of this stuff. I'm going to give you some honest thoughts on what's in this, and we are going to like recurate my makeup bag with some new stuff, with some old stuff, and this is really an attempt for me to refresh my makeup bag once a month or even or twice a month, 1 to 2 weeks, and really just like get in here and circulate through my makeup products. And also, like, if I'm doing reviews on new products that I receive or that I am really interested in doing a product review for, putting it into my stash so that we can do a really good review on it. We are going to start with some of the skincare that I have in here, because these are things that I like to put on my face when I'm prepping for makeup. Here's the other one. So I have these two in my makeup bag, and they actually were put into my makeup bag when I was in Las Vegas because it was so dry. And then when I came home, it was also dry, like super, super dry out. And I just need skincare in my everyday makeup bag so that if I'm on the go or if I'm doing my makeup real quick while the kids are home, I have this makeup bag curated and I'm not shuffling through my drawers and I'm, recycling through all my stuff. So let's go over this one first. This is the extra large version of the Glow Recipe Niacinamide Watermelon Dewdrops. I love this one because it is just so replenishing and hydrating on the skin. Like, it's just, if you have dry skin, like my hands are super dry right now. If you have dry skin, this just replenishes the moisture in your skin, and the niacinamide actually helps with any kind of like hyperpigmentation, and it really just leaves your skin feeling super glowy and moisturized. It is a really good like product to put on your skin, especially in these drier months. But honestly, I had a smaller version of this. I went through it and I ended up buying this larger version. Totally worth it because I absolutely love this formula so much. And then I also have these right here. These are the Hyaluronic Pearl Serum. And this is just, how to explain it? I mean, it's hyaluronic acid, but it also has these pearls in it that are like super, super glowy. And I also put this on my skin because hyaluronic acid is a plumping, rejuvenating, hydrating type of serum. And it is just another thing that I add into my skincare routine, like before I put on my makeup. So I always just make sure I have these two things in my bag so that if I am in a rush right after I wash my face, I'm able to put on these two skincare ingredients right away. And I'm really hydrating my face before I put on any type of primer. All right, let's talk about primer. I have a couple in here. One, two, where's the other one? There it is. I have three primers in here. Two from e.l.f., one from Catrice. And let's just go over, there's two kinds of like primers that I have in here. One is a like silicone based, it is a pore filling primer. And then I have two gripping primers. The e.l.f. Power Grip Primer is like my OG go-to when I am testing new formulations for foundations. This is like the one that I use because it's tried and true. I never have any problems with it. It really makes the makeup last forever. It grips. It just really gives me this really nice, long-lasting effect to my makeup. So this is like my OG go-to, always use primer when I'm testing out new foundations. I love this primer so much. It has a cooling effect. It's super moisturizing. But we also have this gripping primer, and this one is from Catrice. It's the Aqua Splash Grip Primer, and it's also hydrating. It has glycerin and it has hyaluronic acid in it. And I mean, especially during these dry months, I need more moisture in my skin, and I absolutely love this one. If you guys can see, like, I have used so much of it that I actually have like, yeah, like it's below the black line. Like, I've used so much of this. I absolutely love it. I love how hydrating it is. It creates such a sticky base, and it is a lot like the Power Grip Primer from e.l.f., but honestly, I find this one to be a little bit more hydrating than the e.l.f. one. And I actually have loved it a lot during these like cooler months where my skin is really needing the hydration and the nourishment. I want to keep this one in my makeup bag just because I've used so much of it, and I think I know I can use this up. I've used up so many of the Power Grip primers, and this is a tried and true, but I absolutely love this one, and I'm going to keep this one in my makeup bag. We also have the Liquid Poreless Putty Primer from e.l.f. It's just a silicone type of primer. It, fills my pores, blurs my skin. This is good for those silicone-based foundations. I really like this one because it does help my makeup last a long time. It's a super affordable option. I have used a lot of this. I actually had like wear marks. It's kind of, you can't kind of see it because I've been squishing it, but I've used a lot of this, and I want to keep this in my makeup bag too. So I'm just going to take out the e.l.f. Power Gripping Primer. I don't need it if I have this one, and I've used more of this one, and I know that I can pan this one pretty quickly. So we're going to take out just the e.l.f. and put that away. So we're taking out one thing so far. I have one foundation in here that I know of. This is the Revlon Age Defying 3X Foundation. This is in the shade 10, which is Bare Buff. This is like a serum-y, very, very satin-like foundation, and it really just makes my skin look so smooth and so youthful, and it's super dewy on the skin. Not overly dewy though, I should make note of that. It is definitely a serum-y type of consistency, and it is so good. This was rated in my top used of 2024. I've actually already gone through one of these, and I just love the way that it looks on my skin. It's just so serum-y, and it really does make my skin look youthful and younger without over accentuating any of my like fine lines or anything. And look how nicely it blends into my skin, even on my hand. Like, it's just such a beautiful foundation, and it's about a medium coverage, and I absolutely love it. I'm keeping it in my bag for now. My goal is to have 2 foundations in my bag at a time. Um, one that is like my tried and true, and then one if there's like a new foundation release or, something that I'm doing a review on. If there isn't one that I'm doing a review on, then I'll switch it up for something else. So that's the one foundation I have. I do have concealers. I have a lot. I have 3. Let me find the other one. It's kind of a concealer, but kind of not a concealer. Here it is. So we have the Sigma. This is the color correcting duo. It's teeny tiny. Absolutely love. Such a good color correcting duo in my personal opinion. So we're going to close that for a minute. And then I also have these 2 serum-like concealers. So let's look at the color correcting duo real fast. The spectrum that I have is light to medium, so it's like perfect for my skin tone. This color correcting duo has 2 shades in it. One's a little bit lighter, one's a little bit darker. I have found that I'm actually able to really nicely correct and conceal blemishes that I have on my skin really nicely. And these are pink toned, which is also really good because I have a pink undertone. So these work really, really nicely with my skin tone, and they're cream based. So they're a little bit more for full coverage when I'm having like blemish problems. I'm definitely keeping that one. I also like that it has a little mirror like that. It's awesome. I use a little concealer brush with it, and it literally conceals everything so beautifully. And you don't have to wear it with a liquid. You can wear it with a powder too. And then I have these 2 concealers. We have the True Skin from Catrice and the LYS Triple Fix. The LYS Triple Fix is an LN3. This one is, I found, a little bit light, but I really like using it to brighten my under eyes just a little bit, or even just like if I have a blemish that's super, super dark. So after I conceal it, I like to brighten with this as well. So you can see it is a little bit light for me. I use it sparingly right now. Even though I'm super pasty pale, this is still a little bit light for me, but I like the formula because it's super serum-y, and it is a medium coverage, and it doesn't define anything under my eyes at all. It's just, it blends so nicely. Like, look how nice it blends even on the back of my hand. It's just such a beautiful serum-y concealer. So we also have the True Skin concealer. This is in the shade 010 Cool. And this shade is like my perfect shade. I am a cool undertone, and look how this is my skin tone. Like, can you see it? That's my skin tone. You can see the difference between the two, how one is a little bit too light and one's a little bit, like, this one is not dark. This one's like my skin tone. But I'm seeing here that I have my color corrector. I don't really need the lighter shade right now. I think I'm going to actually set this one aside. I might change my mind later, but I honestly think if I just keep the color corrector and the True Skin in my makeup bag, I will be pretty happy with just being able to conceal and correct any blemishes or anything that I have going on. And because these ones are a little bit more pink toned and salmony, they will correct the blue under my eyes. Definitely, because I do get blue under my eyes. I'm a mom. Let's talk about bronzer. I have a couple in here. This is, yep, here we go. We have a Sigma bronzer. And then we also have, whoop, this one's really hard to open. I don't know why. The packaging is just hard to open. But we have these two. I have the Holiday Skin Bronzing Duo Glow Palette. It comes with a highlight. And then I also have the Sigma Beauty. This is their bronzer in medium. This shade, if you'll notice, is more of a cool tone compared to the Sigma Beauty one. Sigma is a little bit more warm toned. So I am definitely, I mean, like I have a cool tone and I love a cool tone bronzer. I think they just look a little bit better on me. And you can see the difference in the way that they swatch and they blend out. Like one is definitely more warm toned, one is more cool toned. Being in the winter months right now, I find myself reaching for more of a cool tone bronzer. And I do love this formula. Like ever since I tried this from Catrice, it was in late of 2024. I have not been able to put it down, and it comes with this beautiful highlight, and it's like a champagne highlight, and it's really honestly like a very stunning smooth highlight. So I'm gonna keep this one in my makeup bag. I like that it's a 2-in-1. I like that it is cool toned, and I also love the highlight. I'm gonna keep this one in here. We're going to set aside the Sigma bronzer for now. And I'll probably bring this back out more towards like springtime when I'm looking for more of that sun-kissed, like warm, bronzy glow. I definitely think we will. Blush, 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 because there's a whole bunch of blush in here. Like there's so much blush. Oh my goodness. Like look at all this. Like holy crow, guys. Oh my gosh. Like this is all blush. Do I have a problem? Oh, wait, I'm sorry. One of them is a lip gloss. Go away. I think I have a problem. Blush. Well, technically this is a highlight. So that doesn't count, right? I mean, you know. Okay, let's talk about let's talk about the cream blushes first. So we have these two. We have the LYS Higher Standards Cream Blush, and we also have this new one. It is the Liquid Blush and Glow from Milani. It's the Cheek Kiss Blush in Luminoso. I'll swatch these for you guys because they are so beautiful. Okay, so this shade is called Focused. It's like a berry red. Oh my gosh, I love this shade so much. Like when I think of like blush for winter, it's this shade right here. Like a darker berry tone shade that has some luminizers in it. And this is like the shade that I love to wear during the winter time. I definitely want to keep this one in my bag. And then we have the Milani Cheek Kiss in Luminoso. This one is super peachy, and I do love this. Like I honestly love this blush. I think it's so beautiful. I think Milani did a really good job of packaging this, and just the way that it is absolutely stunning. I find that when I put this on though, it is sheared out. It is a little bit more of like a blush lighter in the shade, but it is literally the Luminoso shade in liquid form. It's so pretty, but I feel like this is more of a tone for me for like spring. So I'm going to take this one out. I'm going to keep in the Higher Standards blush. Like, oh, it's just so pretty, guys. Like, this is a winter blush shade. Focused. Focused is the shade. Now, I have a couple of Sigma blushes in here. One is a cream shade and one is a powder shade. And so the shade that I have in the cream would be Pashmina, and then in the powder is called Sunset Kiss. They are like a peachish pink, like hot pink, super pretty. The cream shade is super, super blendable, and the matte shade is just so silky smooth, and them together creates that Patrick Ta blush duo that everybody has been raving about. So I'm going to swatch the cream and the powder shade so you guys can see. They are just so, so pretty, so stunning, but they are definitely more of a springtime shade. Both of them together, I do pair them together. They are springtime, and I think I'm going to save these for the spring. Okay, I have some more, some more in here. Three more powder blushes that we're going to be looking at. We have the Buttermelt blush. these packages are so hard to open, I'm not gonna lie. This is in my Butter Half. This is that lilac-y, almost hot pink shade. It is cool toned. And it does have a little bit of a sheen to it. You can see here, it's pretty, like, it has a sheen to it. It is really nice. It does blend out beautifully on the skin. And this is that lilac-y, hot pink shade. I'm obsessed with this shade for winter. I think it's so stunning. I'm debating on keeping this in. I mean, we have this shade and they really like pair well together, but I'm honestly debating on keeping this one in just because it's so cool toned. Oh, we're gonna put this up here. We'll set this down like right above my makeup bag because I have two other blushes that I still have to go through. We have the Evocative Silk Blush from Singe Beauty in the shade Timid Tomato. This is a red shade and it is a very silky matte formula, so it has a little bit of a luminous to it. And when you put it on the cheek, it looks very, very soft and silky and almost a little bit glowy. But these two paired together, like this underneath and then Timid Tomato on top, would be so, so stunning. I think I'm going to keep this one in my makeup bag because even on its own, it's really, really pretty. But we also have this one, which is a, oh my goodness, the packaging on this one too is just so hard to open. This is a new release. It's the Beam Bright Blush. Honestly, this is a Rare Beauty blush dupe, but I actually really like the formula. And the shade that I have is Pink Party. So it is almost like a bright poppy pink shade, but this is a new release that I'm testing out. I did do almost a full face of new makeup on my channel, and this has been kind of sitting in my makeup bag and I've been using it off and on, and I want to keep this one in just because it is a new makeup release. I actually want to see, would it look good paired? Like, I think it would look really nicely, like, super pretty. It is kind of like a sheer blush. I'm not gonna lie, like it's a little bit more sheer, so I have to build it up quite a bit on my skin. But even on top of this shade, it would be really pretty. I think it would layer really nicely, so I am happy with keeping that one in. I'm still debating on this one because I love that pinkish glow. Do I really need 4 blushes in my makeup bag? Do I really need 4 blushes in my makeup bag? Do I? I think I'm gonna keep it in for now. Please don't hate me. All right. And there goes all the stuff that I'm keeping in my makeup bag. It all fell on the floor. All right. So I also have this. This is technically a diamond dust highlight. I got this when I went to Creators and Friends in Las Vegas. I do have a short vlog of that actually, and this was in the bag. This is like a diamondy, kind of wet, like it's a confusing formula to me because when you put it on, it's like really, really glittery, sparkly. This I use more as like a blush topper, but it's super sparkly. And if you like if you like diamond looking skin, this might be for you, but it's a little bit too glittery for me. I am gonna take it out for now just because it's too glittery for me right now. I think in the summertime it'd be really pretty. And I might be able to layer it on top of like an eyeshadow or something like that. Okay, so let's go over setting powders. Oh my gosh, I found another blush. I have another blush. This is the Pure Nude Baked Blush from Essence, and it's in the shade Shimmery Rose, I believe. Yeah, Shimmery Rose. This is the last blush, guys, I promise. Super, super pretty. Reminds me of Luminoso, but this is definitely a, like, spring blush. I am going to take this one out. I have another shade of this blush, and it is more of a, like, burnt, like, almost like Timid Tomato, but it's, like, got more of that blush lighter effect in it. I love that blush. I don't know where I put it, though, and I would love to add that one in, but do I need that much blush? Do I need that much blush? I don't think so. Let's talk about finishing powders. Finishing powders, guys. I have a loose and I have 3 pressed. Oh my. Okay, let's talk about the loose powder first. This is the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Powder in the shade Cupcake. I love this one because it is a cool tone. It has a little bit of pink. It is brightening. And honestly, I love this one. I can't get enough of it. It is so finely milled. I can use a powder puff with it. I have a microfiber like beauty blender that I use with it, or I use a brush. I'm not one to bake at all, but I do like how it has this mesh catcher in it. And I really like that I'm able to use this all over the face, and I just use a brush and I like dab into it lightly. I can take a damp beauty blender and dab into it. It's just a really good finishing powder. This is staying in my makeup bag. I forgot I also have this one. This is the Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder. This is a yellow tinge to it. This really brightens my under eyes so well, especially when I'm having problems with like blue on my skin. And as you can see, the package broke because I use it so much, and it also has pan. I am going to keep this one in as well because I love the brightening quality of this. But I do feel like those two sometimes aren't enough. And so, okay, we have these three here. We have two L'Oreal Infallible foundations, and we have one Fit Me powder. The shade in the Fit Me is 120, and this is like a ivory shade. So it's basically my skin tone. And this does set down really nicely. I actually like using this a lot for my under eyes when I'm not using the Brighten Up Banana Powder. Super good, but I have the Brighten Up, and I don't know if I really need this one in here. I do have these two powder foundations as well. This is the Infallible. As you can see, this one has a lead wear out of it. You can also see that they actually did something with their color because one is 5 pearl and one is 125. So, and they're really not that different in shade. This one is lighter. I do like using this one to set my under eyes because it's super smooth. And if you can see, like there's so much use out of this one too. I love these for powder foundation when I'm just in the mood for a powder foundation. But like this one I usually wear more in the summertime, and then this one I use to set and brighten my under eyes, so I kind of use them in conjunction with each other. And I'm not really into powder foundation for the winter because my skin looks so dry with them sometimes, so I'm going to take these out. Should we keep the Fit Me in? So I have a brightening and then I have a loose. Should we keep the Fit Me in? Do we need it? I think we're going to take it out for now. Wow, my makeup bag is looking super clean. Let's talk about, I have a lot of lip stuff in here. Let's go into highlight real quick because I have these two. Now, keep in mind, I also have the highlight from Catrice, which is this one that I'm also keeping. I have this shade from Sigma. The shade is Sizzle. I love this shade so much. It's so pretty. It's like a rose gold. Super, super pretty. I love the way it looks on my skin. It's very natural looking. And then I have this shade. It's the Beam Bright Highlight from Makeup Revolution in the shade Rose Luster. And this one is honestly a little bit more pink. Way more pink. Way, way, way more pink. I feel like this one, it's a baked formula, and it can be a little bit hard to build up on my skin. I do like it. I think it's a lot more subtle. And lately I've been really looking forward to like this beautiful beam me up highlight, and I love the Sigma Beauty formulation. It's just so pretty. So I'm going to keep this one. We have a lot of like lip product in here. Lots of lips. Oh, I found a this is a Danessa Myricks. It is the Yummy Skin or something like that. Blurring Balm Powder. This is kind of like it was a sample size that I got. I'm actually probably just going to keep this in because I really like using this. And I want to pan it. I want to finish it. I'm almost done with it. It's just a blurring type of like very, very matte, like so matte. But it blurs the skin, and then it creates a really nice base for like silicone based like product to go on. And I know I have the poreless blur in the liquid formulation, but I want this one because I can actually pinpoint some things like blemishes with this one, and I'm almost done with it. So we might as well keep it in. And I have so many lips. This is an eye product, so we'll get to that in a minute. Lips, 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 lips. How many lips can one person have? Okay, lips, lips, lips. I think did I accidentally, in my most used of 2024, I did do a whole lip combination, and I think I literally just threw them all into my makeup bag when I was done. There's a couple lip combinations that I really want to focus on right now because we're in January, but February is coming, and I have some new makeup releases that are going to be going into my makeup bag. So I love this so much. I love this pink Gloss and Glow from Catrice. Such a good formulation. And it's a little bit tinged pink, but it looks really nicely with, I have a lip liner in here from Anastasia, but it looks really nice with this one too. So we have this shade, it's called Dusty Rose from Anastasia. And then we also have this lip oil. And these two paired together are just like super pretty. So I am going to keep these two. Super, super pretty. I don't know where my melt shade went. It might be on my desk, but I use that one a lot too. And then I have this red shade from NYX. It's almost like a reddish pink. And I think this is really beautiful too, especially with that lip oil. And with Valentine's Day coming, I'm like obsessed with red lips right now. The shade for this one is called Hot Red, and it's from NYX. Super affordable lip liner. I have a couple of other lip liners in here you'll see. They're brown or they're mauve. So like there's this shade. It's an old lip pencil from Essence. It's the Soft and Precise lip pencil. This one's actually a dupe for the, what is it, the Charlotte Tilbury? Yeah, Pillow Talk. Good lip liner, but they don't have it anymore. I should probably keep this one in instead because they're really similar. One's a little bit lighter, one's a little bit darker. I'm going to keep that one in and take out Dusty Rose for now because it's old and it needs to be used up. And then we also have this shade. It is called Nude Pink. This is also another nude lip liner. You see it's a little bit more pinkish leaning. It's really, really pretty. That one's also from NYX, but I'm going to take it out. And then I have this one from Huda. This is the lip contour in warm brown. Super pretty. I love this one. I'm actually going to keep this lip liner in as well because it's a sample and I love it. It's just so good. We're going to take out Rose Quartz from e.l.f. We don't need that one. We also have some lipstick bullets. Oh yeah, I forgot. I have this shade from ColourPop. It's a lip stain. I actually really like this shade a lot. It's called Big Apple and it's a lip stain. Beautiful, beautiful shade, but I'm actually going to take that one out because I have another one I have in mind to keep in. And then we have this lip shine from Essence, and this lip shine is so pretty. It looks really nice over the red, and it isn't super opaque. It's actually kind of, it's like in between opaque and translucent. It's just a really pretty, nice, glossy lip shine. I like this one a lot. Pair it with the nude lip liner. I think it'll look really nice with any of the lip liners that I chose, actually. And then we have some bullet lipsticks. Satin No Face from e.l.f. and we have a Huda Beauty one. So the Satin No Face is in the shade Hustle, which is a like orangish shade. Oh, I love this shade so much. It's so pretty. Oh, it's my favorite. I honestly love it with that brown lip liner, and then I put this on and I'm good to go. Like these two paired together are really pretty. And then we have this Huda Beauty lipstick. It's kind of like a mauve brown in Hustler, and this is like a brown, and it's also kind of satin and glossy. Like, look how glossy it is. I really like this one, but I'm not really in the mood for, if I were to pick one lipstick bullet, I think it would be the Huda Beauty one, just because it's a little bit more of that mauve brown. It'll look really nice with the Huda Beauty lip liner and the pink lip liner from Essence. So I definitely think I'm going to keep this one in my bag. And we also have this is an eye pencil. I love this eye pencil so much. It's from L'Oreal. And this is just so pretty, and like it makes the best inner corner possible, or even like a one and done. I'm definitely keeping this one in. I have two setting sprays. One is an aerosol from L'Oreal and the other one is a lasting fix. Love both of these. They're almost empty. They're gonna stay in because like I rotate through these so fast. They're staying in. We have the Essence Lash Princess, and we also have the Tartelette XL. I don't like the Tartelette XL. It's okay. It's a tubing mascara. I got a sample of this. It does tube, and it is pretty decent, but I find that my lashes, like, they clump really badly with this formula. It's okay. It's a sample size. We are going to keep it in. And then I also have this one from Essence. It's the Tried and True Lash Princess, but it started to dry out on me. And I think we're going to take this out and actually pitch it because it's starting to get really dry, which means that it's starting to go bad. Now we have a little bit more in here. We have some brow stuff. We have an eyeliner. So this is a cream gel eyeliner from ColourPop. It's the white one, and I love using this to tightline my lower lash line. This one's definitely staying in because it really just helps me brighten my eyes. Okay, so I do have two of the same eyeshadow primers. They are in the shade Ignite. Sigma sent me one and one I like bought myself, but I've used both of these so much. It's been absolutely insane how much I use these, and I don't know which one is older and which one's newer. So we're just going to keep both of these in here because I tend to lose it very easily. It's going to go over here. Now we have a couple of brow products. We have the Kosas. This is the Air Brow. It's a clear brow gel. I love this so much. It sticks my brows in place so well. It's a sample size, but we're going to keep it in. And then I also have, excuse you, we have the Give Me Brow from Benefit. This is also a sample. And I'm going to keep this in because it is a sample size. And we also have the Sephora. This is the Brow Volumizing Fiber Mascara. And I love this one too. So we're going to keep those in because we have a clear brow gel. And then we also have a couple of brown brow gels. But I think these are good to keep in here. And then we also have a pencil sharpener. Okay, this is what we have in the makeup bag. There are a couple things I'm going to add in. We have this BYOP palette. It is my Mocha Mousse with a twist. And I love this palette. I've actually played with it a couple of times. I have a full video on my channel, so go check it out. But this is going to go in here, my everyday makeup bag. And it's pretty small. Like, look how small that is. And then we have some other new releases that I tried. We have the L'Oreal Paradise Big Deal Mascara. I actually really like this. I find that my lashes don't clump with this as easily. And we are going to keep this mascara in here as well. We do have the tubing mascara from Tarte, but I wanted to keep that one in there. And then we have a couple more lip products. These are also newer and I want to get a feel for them. We have the Fruit Fetish Lip Oil in Luminoso from Milani. Right here. Such a pretty lip oil. Like, it has a little bit of a luminous to it. Really, really pretty. And it actually pairs really nicely with this. It's the Super Stay Teddy Tint from Maybelline. This is technically one that you can put on your cheeks too, but I don't really do that because if it's on my lips, I don't want it on my cheeks and vice versa. But this shade is so pretty. You can build it up or you can blur it out and it lasts forever. It is honestly so, so beautiful. This is this, don't ignore that. That's the tint from ColourPop. But the Teddy one is so pretty. And it also is almost like smoothing on my lips too. And it almost has this like silicone feel. I don't know if there's actually silicone in it, but it's a stain that does not dry out my lips. And so far I really like it, but I'm still testing it out and seeing how much I like it. But so far I really like it. The shade that I have is 35 July Forever. It's a red shade. I think these two paired together are just absolutely stunning. So, so good. And I'm going to keep these in my makeup bag too. I have a lot of lip product in here again. Is 2025 also going to be a year of lips? Because that's what 2024 was too, where I used a lot of lip product in 2024. Like, look at this. My hand is so stained and we're trying to like it just won't come off. So the ColourPop one is really good, but because I have this lip stain that I've been trying, that's why I wanted to take the ColourPop one out because I want to try this new release. And like I said, so far I really like it. I think that the packaging is like super cute too. And then the other thing that I want to add in is this. This is the Lumi Le Glow tint from L'Oreal. And this is also a new release. This is supposed to be, it's a water-based skin tint. Super, 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 like, look how runny this is. I mean, it's pretty. Okay, don't get me wrong. When I first tried it, and you guys will see in my new makeup releases video, it really accentuated my pores so, so much. So I'm still trying it out, and that's why I'm putting it in my makeup bag because I need to be able to form a really good opinion about it and give you guys a really good review of how this works. The shade is not terrible. The shade that I have is 120 Neutral. It looks a little bit yellow leaning on my skin, actually, if you look, and I am pink. Like, I am pink toned, you guys can tell. So this is technically supposed to be a neutral undertone. It kind of doesn't feel neutral, but we're going to keep this one in here. It's kind of got like a light to medium coverage. It is buildable, and because it's a new release, we're going to put this one in here too. So this is so far what we have in my makeup bag. Am I able to close it? No. I mean, why are we wanting to close it, right? I want at least one more eyeshadow palette in here because I have my BYOP, but I also want to add in one more eyeshadow palette. This is the Galactic Visitor from Singe Beauty. I actually haven't done any type of review on this yet, but I really like that it's warm toned. I've done a shorts video, I should say. I'll try linking that for you guys. But it has a hollow chrome. It has some nice like iridescent multi-chromes in here. It has some really nice foil shades. You can create some like warmer looks with it. You can do like a galactic blue. I think this is really beautiful. I actually think it'll pair really nicely with what I have in the Mocha Mousse, to be honest. Like, I think these will pair really nicely together. And I think this will be a good chance for me to use Galactic Visitor, get more of an impression of it, and show you guys like 3 looks, 1 palette with it, and really get a feel for this palette. But I really like this one. And it is available on Singe Beauty's website right now. It was not gifted to me. I purchased it myself. I do like that it's pretty, like, if you look at the size comparison, like, it's actually not terribly big. Like, this is pretty small, and the size comparison is pretty nice with these two. So this is what I'm keeping in my everyday makeup bag for now. We have some new releases that are in here, so I can give you guys some unfiltered thoughts on those, but this is my everyday makeup bag. And then we also have my brush bag with all my stuff in it, but I mean, we added some stuff, we took out a lot of stuff, and I think we're doing pretty good. All right, thank you guys so much for watching and staying tuned to the end of this video. Stay tuned for some like get readies with me, or even some unfiltered videos where I talk about what's going on in the makeup space, and I usually do my makeup with like what, you know, with just like random makeup, but it's going to be out of this stash right here. And I hope you guys consider subscribing before you go, and I hope I get to see you in my next video. Bye. It won't fit. It won't zip. It won't fit. This is awesome. Really, really awesome.